Have you ever thought of blocking some Wi-Fi signals or just kicking someone out from a Wi-Fi connection? Well, this is the right place and the right video. We're gonna create a simple Wi-Fi jammer that is so tiny that it can fit into your pocket and you can carry it anywhere just by powering it up through a simple power bank or even your mobile phone. So first of all, you need to go to AliExpress and search for NodeMCU, and then you'll be presented by these results. Just click on the first one, which is a wireless module NodeMCU version 3. MCU actually stands for microcontroller unit. It's a small computer on a single IC or integrated circuit. And actually this device is used to prototype IoT products and applications. It can act as a client, as a server, and as a wireless device at the same time. As per the description on the NodeMCU website, it is an open source, interactive, programmable, low-cost, simple, smart Wi-Fi enabled device. The deauthentication attack is the main application that we are gonna build on this chip. This attack will show you how vulnerable the 802.11 Wi-Fi standard is. The deauthentication attack is used to disconnect devices from their Wi-Fi network, and it's a huge vulnerability in the official 802.11 Wi-Fi standard. In 2009, the Wi-Fi Alliance, they actually fixed this problem in the 802.11W standard. They increased the security by providing data confidentiality of management frames. They added mechanisms that enable data integrity and data authenticity and replay attack protections. However, the majority of the access points and clients are vulnerable to this attack. So you just need to purchase this from AliExpress. After that, you just connect this device to your laptop using USB cable. And after that, you need to go to this site here and install the USB connectivity driver. This is very important. You need to see this in the device manager. So it will tell you on which port it's connecting. After that, you can go to the website, theauth.me, and here is an online interactive step-by-step tutorial on how to set up the NodeMCU. It will ask you first, let's go to the first page here. If you're a novice or an expert, just press on novice here. It will tell you that you need to download this bin file. Just click it here and it will download automatically. It will actually download it from the GitHub. You can see the latest releases of the bin file and download the latest release. Let's go back to this site here. Press next, select the operating system you're using, and you need to press here as well to download the Flasher software. The Flasher software will help you upload the bin file or populate the firmware on the NodeMCU device. Just press next, select the COM port that the board is on. Just press next and you'll be presented with a step-by-step on how to upload the firmware. You need to open the Flasher. Let's open it here. Notice that I'm connected. The device is connected to COM8 port. You go to config and select the location for the bin file. Just select that and press and open. Now let's press next here. It is telling us to press on operations tab and press on the flash button. Next you go here, select the COM8 port and then press on the flash button. It will take some time to upload the firmware, and once you see this check mark, it means that the firmware has been uploaded successfully. A couple of things you need to take care of before doing that is to go to the advanced tab here and use the default that you can see on the chip. Now, once things are in place, you need to connect to this Wi-Fi SSID here named pwned. So let's do that. Open the Wi-Fi here, and this is the newly created SSID. Click pwned and press connect. You'll be prompted to enter a password for the first time. Let's go here, the author. Just click next. And you'll be connected to the pwned network. Now we need to go to this IP here, 192.168.4.1. And you'll be presented with the application that we have just populated on the NodeMCU. Couple of things that we need to know here. The first tab is used to scan all the neighboring Wi-Fi connections, so just press on scan apps. Once you do that, you will notice that the blue LED light will turn on. It will take a couple of seconds and then it will turn off. Once it turns off, just press on the reload here. You will get all the neighboring Wi-Fi networks. After that, you select one access point. I'm doing this on my connection here, MAJO. Then select or press on the scan stations button. Again, the blue LED on the chip will turn on. It will take 15 seconds to scan the stations that are connected to this access point. During the scanning of the stations, you will be disconnected from the pwned network. So after the scanning is complete, make sure you're connected again to the pwned network. Press on the reload button here and go down to the stations section. Press on select all. So we're selecting all the stations that are associated with this access point. Then go to the attacks menu. You'll be seeing three types of attacks: the authentication attack, beacon attack, and the probe. As for the deauthentication attack, which is the main application and the tutorial here, we have selected 6 targets. So once we start here, pressing the start, it will start sending the authentication frames to all these 6 targets. So none of these 6 targets will be able to connect. This chip runs on 2.5 gigahertz. All the clients running on 2.5 gigahertz will be disconnected, and all the clients running, for example, on the 5 gigahertz, they will not be affected by this attack. So now I will show the effect of this attack on a client that is connected to the MAJO network. Okay guys, so I'm here on another laptop. I'm connected to this access point here, MAJO, and I'm using Google, and there is an internet connection and it's working fine. Okay, now I will initiate the authentication attack from the NodeMCU, and just notice what will happen in a while. Just wait for a couple of seconds and you will see that there is a yellow mark here which obviously says that there is no internet connectivity. So let's check it out here. Just do this refresh. It says there is no internet access. So again, it's identifying the network connected. So let's hit refresh again. It's connected, but actually the deauthentication packet disconnected this client again from the access point. So this can go on forever depending on your configuration. Going back again to the other types of attack, we have the beacon and the probe. If you go down below, you'll be able to see the description. The probe attack is actually just to mimic clients sending probe requests to nearby SSIDs, which are like fake probe requests. This is actually done just to confuse some Wi-Fi trackers. The other attack we'll talk about here is the beacon attack. So actually it creates false SSIDs. If you go here to the SSID menu, you have 2 options to create false SSIDs. You can either select an SSID name here and just select the number of access points that you'll be creating. Press on add. If you go below here, you'll be able to see all of these random SSIDs. Now go to the attacks menu, press start next to the beacon. Then notice here on the network, you'll be able to see a lot of fake access points. Again, you can go to the SSIDs. You can enable the random mode, which actually creates a list of just random access points with these naming conventions, as you can see. Again, go to the attacks menu and start the beacon attack again. Let's check now, and you will see a list of these random access points available for us to connect to.